Hello, welcome to Math 161. My name is Mr. Burnett. I'm going to be your teacher this year. I know that some of you are taking this course in one semester, that is Math 161 and 162, and some of you are going to be taking it throughout the whole year like we normally do in a school year. So that'd be Math 161 in the fall and Math 162 in the spring. So I'm going to set up my videos that I do this year. So no matter which course I'm teaching, I don't even know if I'm teaching both courses yet, but no matter which course, these videos will work for both of them. And they should. It's the same course, just one's at a faster pace. So those of you that are taking 161 in the fall and 162 in the fall, you're going to be having about 7 to 8 weeks per course. So it's going to move really fast. You're just going to be watching the videos at a faster rate and completing the work at a faster rate. Now, my plan right now is just to make all my instructional videos for you to watch on your own. So it will not be live instruction as far as that's concerned. And then when we meet in our regularly scheduled school day, go through the problems that you might have on the homework. That way we can get live instruction. It will be different for each class session, and it will be specific to your needs. And then the direct instruction I normally give in a classroom, you can watch that at home and then write down questions and bring them to me as they come up. It's pretty much like a flipped classroom style, but it's flipped classroom online. So that's the plan. That might change. I may decide, hey, that's not working. We'll switch it up and I'll teach live and somehow do questions later on. But with the time that we have and the pace that we have to keep this at, I feel like that's the best way to handle things right now. Now, as the course progresses, I may add new things that are required to it. But for right now, I've got a few websites I want you to go ahead and sign up on. Make sure that you sign up on these websites using your school Gmail account. Otherwise, you're not going to have access to them, or I won't know who you are. So please make sure as you go through these, you use your school Gmail. If you have another Gmail, like a private one, stay away from that. I know it's easy to switch back and forth and accidentally get stuck on your private Gmail. Just make sure you're on your school Gmail whenever you're logging into these things. So let's take a look at what we have here. The first one I want to look at is called Delta Math. Now, I hope that Delta Math becomes something that we really use, that it's a way for you to do your practice assignments. And that way you can complete your assignments, you get graded feedback on those things. Usually in a class when I check homework, I'm just like checking it off, or I might occasionally collect it when I'm in class. I hope Delta Math becomes the new way of doing homework in my class, because it gives you feedback on whether you're getting it wrong or right immediately, and you can come to me with questions. Once again, that might change. I'm hoping that they add a feature to where I can add my own questions to it, so that way it's more geared to what you'll be tested and quizzed on. Right now they don't have that, but they say it's coming soon, so we'll see about that. So go to deltamath.com and go ahead and set up an account. I'll send you a class code later on where we'll have our own specific class where your homework assignments will be given to you, and that will be that. So let's look at another one here. The other one is Go Formative. So that's formative.com. I haven't used that one a whole lot. I've had a little bit of experience with Delta Math, but Go Formative, not so much. So sign up for it and we'll see how much we use it this year. Same thing with iexcel.com. I haven't used it much, but it's another way that I can give you assignments and give you immediate feedback. These are all for like formative assessments. So I want you to be able to get immediate feedback as we do this class online. Now, almost all the videos that I post are going to be through EdPuzzle. That's kind of my way of knowing, are you keeping up with the class instruction? The instructions I give you, are you going there? Are you watching it? So I can see if you've watched it or not. And then I can also add questions to it. And I'll do that with a lot of my instructional videos. I'll pop in a question just to make sure you're not hitting play and walking away from the screen. But it also allows me to know, are you getting it? It's kind of like when you're in class and I call on you in class. The benefit is nobody else sees your answer. In class, everybody hears whether or not you know the answer or not. On this case, I just know, like, are you paying attention and are you getting the information? One more way for me to collect and say, do I need to change my instruction? Do I need to contact you? Do you need to come see me? It allows me to keep up with how you're doing in the class in a virtual environment. So that's edpuzzle.com. Go ahead and make sure you have an account created. I know a lot of you probably already had accounts from last year because a lot of the teachers here at JF are starting to use EdPuzzle a lot. So maybe you've already got one created. Just make sure it's still active, and I'll send you a class code so you can join our class as well. And then, of course, the last one here, I know a lot of you are familiar with it because the SOL is starting to include it, and that is Desmos. So we're going to use Desmos a ton. Now, a few things about using these calculators. CVCC requires that you do not use a graphing calculator on your quizzes and your tests. So no graphing calculators are allowed. And even though you're taking this online, and I'm not exactly 100% sure how we're going to be able to do our tests this year, I'm thinking maybe with your advisory group, you can still do paper pencil tests. I might switch that and do, like, I know some teachers are making you turn on your webcam and we can proctor your test as long as your webcam is showing where your hands are. As you take a test, we can proctor it online like that. That might be the case for this course, and you're not allowed to use a graphing calculator. Desmos has a graphing calculator built in. So when we take our tests and our quizzes, we still have to use the recommended calculator. Let me grab that. Right here is our recommended calculator. This is the TI-30X2S. It comes in a bunch of different colors. They're about 10 to 12 bucks, and you can get them through Target, Walmart, Amazon. I even see them at Goodwill occasionally for $2 or $3. So this is the calculator I recommend for you to use. However, you say, why are we using Desmos here then? Because Desmos allows us to look at mathematical patterns. So as we do these things, we want to make sure that we're understanding, like, for instance, we're getting ready to start transformations. What exactly do the different variables in an equation, what do they do? How do they affect the transformation of a parent function? So Desmos allows us to look at these equations and their graphs like never before. Usually even on the old TID3s, you could manipulate things, but it's very slow to graph. With Desmos, we see immediate feedback on how a variable is changing the equation. So Desmos, and just like all graphing calculators, are good for mathematical exploration. It's not good for just getting the answer because it doesn't require you to think to get the answer. I want you to understand these functions fully. So that way when you get to calculus, you're ready to roll. All right, so we'll use Desmos to explore and look at mathematical patterns, but on tests and quizzes, you're only allowed to use one of these. And to be honest, if you talk to any of my students from the past, a lot of times I say no calculators at all, but there are times when we need it. So get yourself one of these right here and you'll be good to go. So those are the things you need. Obviously, we're going to use Canvas this year, so you've got to get used to how to use Canvas. If you have questions on that, let me know. As always, if you need to see me for help, come see me. Just send in a request through email or however we've got it set up for you to look at this year. And then I can always meet you online. This is a good setup I have here. Not only can I show you my computer screen fairly quickly, I can also switch over and I can discuss things over here on the pen and paper. So I can write out math problems, and then that way you can still talk to me in a live setup and still get the math help that you need. That's the plan this year, but things can change, and I understand if they do change. So let me know if you have any questions, and I'll be happy to help you. All right, thanks, and I look forward to a great year with you.